RV owners, if you're out camping, getting ready to leave, and your slide room decides, hey, I don't want to close anymore, I've given you a few different tips on what you can do. I've given you guys some easy options and showed you guys the rescue tech, which is capable of overriding different slide rooms, leveling systems, awnings, and all kinds of things in your RV if the control systems fail. But the one everyone seems most concerned with are the Schwintek or in-wall systems. And I'm happy to tell you that you don't have to buy the whole rescue tech if you're just interested in something that's going to override these in-wall systems, because SkillAbove now makes a device that can override your in-wall systems like Schwintek and SlimRack. And it is super easy to use. Let's go inside, I'll show you how it works. Now for Schwintek or SlimRack, it's going to be as simple as that. You're going to need to override the controls, so we need to know where the controls are. Now, for most Schwintek, SlimRack, or in-wall systems, those controllers can be a little tricky to find. All right. Now, in this particular model, they've made it pretty easy for me. They've been making these controllers a little easier to locate. So come down here and we'll take a look at the controller. This is what your controller is going to look like for an in-wall system. This device is going to operate off of your favorite drill battery platform. In my case, that's going to be Milwaukee. And as you can see, we have these two leads coming off of here. What you're going to do is remove the leads that come from here. You might want to mark them 1 and 2 so that you don't mix them up when you go to put them back. And you're simply going to take those leads and connect them over to the override tool, just like that. Now on this box you can see you do have manual override switches, so I can move each side of the room individually. That's going to be great, especially for those rooms that are kind of stuck out crooked, so that you can correct it before you bring it in. You'll also notice that there's a flange on here, because if you want to, and you really want to, you could actually just replace your entire control system for your in-wall and get rid of all of the Hall effect issues. But for right now, let's show you how this works. Now, I showed you the manual switches, which can be great, but one of the best features of this is that you can connect to the Easy Switch app from SkillAbove, which means that from your phone, you can now operate your slide room in and out just like that. Now, the biggest, I guess you can say, complaint that I got when showing the rescue tech, which this has the same features for the in-wall, is it's not going to help if the motor is bad in your system, which is actually false. 90% of the time that a motor goes bad, whether it be on any of the in-wall systems, Schwintek or SlimRack, the motor itself is just fine. The sensor inside the motor, the Hall effect sensor, is what's bad, and both the rescue tech as well as the in-wall override tool are going to bypass that. So again, you're eliminating all of those Hall effect issues, so even if you wanted to use this as a permanent replacement, you could, and you'll never deal with any of those finicky codes, Hall effect issues, or anything like that. And you get the added benefit of, hey, I can just use my phone to open my slides, which is actually kind of a neat feature if you want to stand outside and watch, make sure you're not hitting any trees with your slide. Again, you can get the rescue tech, which is going to operate leveling systems, slide rooms, awnings, and a variety of things. But the most popular feature of it is the in-wall override, which is why SkillAbove decided to release just that by itself. You can find that over at rvtesters.com. If you want an easy peasy way, you can go to my website, thatrvtech.com, in the bio, and I've got the link directly to it for you right there. RV